Social Security increase, cost of living adjustment, COLA, is what it's referred to as. I think for this year it was like 8.7%, or it was 7 to 8%, which is significant in terms of a cost of living adjustment. Now I was watching a video and I saw it was going to be like 3% projected. I don't know if that's an official. I don't think it's official yet, but it's going to be around 3%. So I think they said the average Social Security payment right now is like $1,715 roughly. So an extra 3% would be about an extra $50 a month. So I don't think that's going to help most people. 3% is certainly not beating inflation. You think about if someone's surviving on Social Security, rent, how much has your rent gone up by? How much has the cost of groceries gone up by? Bread that used to be $3 is now over 5. Milk. Just think about anything that you buy at the store. Has it gone up more than 3% in the last year? The answer is undoubtedly yes. It's probably gone up double digits, if not more, for a lot of these, just total commodity products, right? Stuff everyone eats, stuff everyone has to buy, or most people buy, right? Gas. I mean, I just heard a statistic. I'm in Washington State, but we have the second highest gas price here. It's over $5 usually at most gas stations, just for the lowest tier of gas for 87 quality gas. The national average, I think, was $3.82, right around there. So still under $4. It's typically over $1 higher here in Washington State. So I know people that they get much less than the $1,700 Social Security. I think if you weren't a high earner and you didn't make, or if you didn't consistently work, I think you can get as low as like $1,000, or even maybe a little bit less from Social Security. There's obviously a calculation on how many years you work and your earnings and everything like that. So at a certain point, it gets capped out. Like, I don't think you can make more than around $4,000 a month, no matter how much money you made. But the average is around $1,700. So a lot of Americans, or people in general, but certainly here in America, that's going to be impossible to survive on $1,700 a month. If you just think about the cost to house yourself and to feed yourself and to, pay for basic things, insurance, transportation. It is possible, if you have a unique living situation where you're maybe living with other people, but at 65, 70 years old, I would think most people are, if you don't own a condo or you don't own real estate by 70 years old or 65 years old, what are you going to do? You're probably going to have to continue to work. I see people that are really old, certainly past 65, still working, just normal jobs. I mean, whether it's in a like car wash or a grocery store or a gas station, all these kind of lower level jobs where they can't be making more than $20 an hour at the high end, maybe $25 because it's here in Washington. So the normal kind of retirement, I think, for a lot of people is out the window. They have to kind of supplement whatever their Social Security may be. But 3%, I don't, if you're just relying on Social Security, you're in a world of trouble. So I don't know what percentage of Americans, by the time they actually start collecting Social Security, have nothing other than Social Security, but I would imagine it's a decent amount. And those might be the ones that are living in trailers, or maybe have like a unique type situation. Maybe they own a condo and that's kind of everything they own, like a smaller condo, which again, that's not the worst situation to be in. But $1,700 times 12 it's not even $30,000 a year. It's less than 2,000 times, it's less than that. 2,000 times 12 is 24,000. So it's barely even $20,000 a year that you're getting from Social Security on an average Social Security income. So most people's expenses are going to be right around $2,000 a month on the low end. But even rent in a lot of places is close to $2,000 a month. So $2,000 to $3,000 a month at the very minimum is probably what you're going to need to survive. I would say 3,000. So you're going to need about another $1,500, so $18,000 a year to survive. A lot of people do have some amount of retirement savings, 401ks or like an IRA, maybe a different investment account, but it's kind of a tough situation when you're getting a 3% increase on for a lot of people is their main source of income with Social Security, and now they're getting an extra $50 a month, but the purchasing power of that money goes down by way more than 3% every year, right? Just like I said, with the cost of food, if you go to a restaurant, I haven't been to a restaurant. I don't really like to eat out, but the fact that the foods, if you go for two people, it's going to be $60, $50 to $60, oftentimes before a tip. And then if you order any drinks, the amount of money for a drink is just insane. It's, $10 a drink usually, and you got a tip. You could spend $100 there in a blink of an eye, just for one meal with one other person. So I think people are doing that less. They're having to kind of stretch the money that they do have and stop doing things that they can't really afford to do because there's just not enough money at the end of the day. But what do you guys think? I mean, 3%, is that, it's the government, so you end up just having to take whatever they give. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people, rely on this income for just existing. Maybe they paid into the system for 30 years and now they're getting, now they have to work a part-time job, or in some cases kind of maybe a full-time job. I know that there's a threshold on how much you can earn when you're getting Social Security, but the fact that they can't, they're maybe 65, 70, 75 years old and they still have to work is, it's not the way it used to be, right? It used to be most people could kind of retire and do what they wanted to do and live at least a modest retirement on Social Security. But now, just because of inflation, people's savings have been exhausted. A lot of people I've seen have been tapping into retirement because their income today just is not enough to get by, and that's what a lot of people are. When today, you have to worry about today. If you don't have enough to get by today, tomorrow doesn't matter, right? It's like, I need to eat today. I need to pay my expenses today. I'll worry about tomorrow. I don't have the luxury of saving more money today because I need the money. Right? The cost of everything has gone up much more than people's incomes, resulting in a shortfall. So more credit cards. People feel like, oh, you know what? I have all this. Maybe I have $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 in my retirement account. I need that money now more than I need it in 20 years or 10 years, right? So I'm going to pull some of that out. And of course, that's bad too because you end up paying penalties. But the reality is, for many people, they just don't make enough money. So their purchasing power every year just keeps getting decreased, and there's not much they can do. So you reach retirement and you can't really expect to live comfortably or really even exist off of Social Security. I'm just thinking for myself, if I only had $1,800 a month in income, my rent would be, if I wanted to do like a one bedroom apartment in this general Seattle area, it would be $1,500 on the low end. Now, let's say I live with someone, so I might be able to get it for $1,000 a month, but I don't think you're going to find any normal living situation for less than $1,000 a month in Seattle, or just this general area. Other parts of the country, you might be able to find it less, but I don't think you're going to find it for much less. It's still going to be around $1,000 a month. And food, most people, that's going to be $300 to $500 a month, probably at a minimum. Food and gas, $300 to $500, might be more. And that's the money's gone. So bills, insurance, anything else that happens, if something breaks down, or maybe you have a pet, or you want to buy new clothes, or you need to get something, something breaks, you have to go to the doctor, maybe you have, you can blow through hundreds of dollars just in one day. just going to do stuff. So rent and basic food and gas is basically the entire extent of the $1,700. You might be able to stretch it a little bit, but I mean, it's pretty much gone at the first of the month, right? So what are you guys doing? I mean, if anyone's watching this that's 60 or getting close to retirement, I'm assuming, it's like, hey, I've saved for a long time. I have a decent retirement. I'm planning to supplement Social Security. I'm planning to supplement my income, with Social Security, but I'm not going to rely on Social Security to be my only form of income. All I'm saying is that I see people who they end up being that age, and it looks like they don't have any other source of income because their income their entire life has basically been spent or utilized just existing today. And then by the time they're 65, it's like, oh, I really maybe can't work that much more. I'm going to start getting Social Security, but I don't have any other savings besides that. No 401k, no investments, no anything. And so now I'm existing on $2,000 a month. So let me know if you guys are doing that. Again, I would think most people they have something else set up, but if you don't, how are you going to make it work? Let me know. Thanks.